What's up guys, it's Nav here. So recently, Jagex implemented an update making the Fletcher's outfit and Artisan's outfit available to Ironmen, which do give 1% bonus experience per piece worn, and a total of 6% if you have all 5 pieces equipped. So as usual, with all of these skilling outfits for Ironmen, they are gotten through minigames, and in this instance, these two outfits are bought with stealing creation points, which are gotten through the stealing creation minigame. So unlike the majority of the other skilling outfits for Ironmen, they aren't gotten randomly when completing a round of a minigame, which is a nice change. There's no random element, and you know exactly how long it will be until you get the outfit. Now, as a side note, Ironmen still aren't able to purchase any of the other clay rewards from the Stealing Creation reward shop. So once you get these outfits, or if you don't want them, there is still no actual benefit to participating in this minigame. Now, in regards to Stealing Creation itself, it can be found within the minigame cave, found east of the Falador lodestone, and there is a Stealing Creation world, which is world 45. But from my experience, it has been dead for a number of years and games never run there. Luckily, there are player-hosted non-combat games using the clan versus clan system, where essentially everyone splits into 2 friends chats and everyone works together to collect all the clay resources to make the game finish as fast as possible and efficiently farm stealing creation points. So the main friends chat I'm aware of and personally use is Fast SC, who run stealing creation games on World 99. Now unfortunately, due to the lack of popularity of this minigame, even this friends chat doesn't have games going at all times, and your best bet is to simply wait in the friends chat Fast SC until you see a lot of people in World 99, or you can simply ask if games are running. And as a side note to that as well, when it is the spotlighted minigame, naturally there will be more people participating then, which is actually coming up relatively soon. Now in terms of the outfit pieces, they cost 100 stealing creation points each, and there's 5 pieces to both outfits. So to complete one full outfit, you're looking at 500 stealing creation points, which will most likely take you anywhere between 5 to 7 hours of playing stealing creations, assuming you're completing 3 to 4 games an hour and getting 23 points per game, which is easy as long as you don't AFK. This also greatly depends on the amount of people there at the time, how efficiently games are restarting once completed, and how active everyone is within the Stealing Creations game, as the round doesn't end until the 20-minute timer finishes or all the clay resources have been depleted of clay, which is usually what happens first after about 10 minutes or so. So whilst doing this minigame myself, I witnessed a lot of people trying to join in on the games in World 99 and not actually understanding what was happening, and missing out on games because of it. So for the rest of the video, I'm going to run a replay of a full game and also commentate through it from start to finish, just so people can understand the process, as it is a little strange if you don't actually know what's going on. Okay, so I have been waiting just in the lobby, monitoring the Fast FC friends chat. They were running games earlier, probably about 2 hours ago, but it did end. So considering I was currently editing the current Stealing Creations video, I just thought I would wait here for the group to start up again to demonstrate a game. So based on the commotion in the chat, it looks like that's starting now. Okay. So as you can see, currently in the friends chat Fast SC, it is a no combat Stealing Creations clan. So it just means don't do any form of fighting, no barriers, no pickpocketing unless you get permission, nothing like that. Otherwise they'll kick you and not let you into the next game, and they'll put you on their ban list, so just be aware of that. Other than that, you just want to hang around. If you see people and a game's running, just wait for them to advertise the 2 friends chats that you'll be entering. As I said in the previous audio, it is a case of 2 friends chats enter this arena or this pen, and they challenge each other, and everyone inside those two friends chats gets put in the game. So this is not the friends chat you want to be in when the game starts. This is just the central friends chat they use for communicating when they're in the game and for people to come, I suppose. But you'll see that a bit later on. I'm just waiting for them to advertise a friends chat. Considering they only just started, I'm guessing they haven't decided who the two hosts are yet, so it may be a little bit of a wait, but if it comes to it, I will skip. But we will see. But I guess it doesn't hurt. I may cut this out if it takes too long, but if not, I'll just rabble some information. So the two pens on the left, how the minigame usually works is you enter the two pens on the left, and that's for Team Red and Team Blue, and when there's enough people on either side, it puts you in, and you just play a regular minigame of stealing creations. Now that doesn't happen anymore, no one does it. It's inefficient because if you're playing with a bunch of randoms in the stealing creations world, or any world for that matter, people will attack you, and the games, although in my opinion they used to be pretty fun, I did them a fair bit 6 or more years ago now. I can't really remember when, but it was a very long time ago, well before the evolution of combat, and it was actually pretty fun. But obviously everyone's pretty keen on efficiency these days. But there we go. So in the friends chat they posted main and anti. So they're just the two friends chats that are going to be versing each other. They're kind of old terms. Long story short, anti was meant to be the friends chat that will kill anyone that breaks the rules. But these days there really isn't much of that at all. And yeah, so I seem to be the first one in, but essentially you just want to join the main one. It doesn't really matter, but for just keeping it simple, just wait for them to advertise a main friends chat like they have. So this is one of them, so we'll see if other people are going to join. But as you can see, if you're here for the first time, do just keep an eye out in the chat, because you can clearly see they have posted it. Either of these two chats. We'll see if anyone joins this one. But I guess just rattling off some more facts. So it's only ranks that can challenge each other in terms of friend chat. So I can't do anything, but there's a rank. So they'll be the one starting the game when the other friends chat is ready. So you really just sit around here and wait. There really isn't anything. You can't have any items in here. There's a deposit box right here. So if you do want to wait, you can do something like Alkene or something. If you do have something like that, you can do where it's AFK-ish and you don't need a bank. Although there are 2 banks at Cabbage Face Punch and also near the Clan Wars area. So those are some things you can do whilst waiting, but regardless, no gear can be brought in the pen. And this unfortunately is the biggest limitation you'll have getting these outfits. It's not participating in the mini game itself. It is just waiting for games to start up. Sometimes you can get lucky. I'm about halfway to getting the outfit, I believe, which is the currency one. This one, I think, new. I always have issues with this every time I want to look at my currency. There we go, I thought that was that one. I'm currently 375 out of the 500 points that I do want. I'm not getting the crafting outfit at all. I do already have 99 crafting through harps. But, enough with the rambling. So the game started. So that would have meant their friends chat was full as well. And there's all different tiers of clay. So you need higher levels to do the higher ones. It's 20 levels per tier. And the higher tiers are a lot harder to collect. So this is what I like to do. Some people will go straight for tier 5 and they'll just try get it with their bare hands, but you can be doing that for quite a while. What I prefer to do is go straight for tier 1, grab a tier 3, and for anyone that's really not sure what's going on, so there's different, obviously you've got things like pools, trees, different collecty sort of professions that are in the game. So woodcutting, fishing, etc. So those are in here and you've just got to collect them. And then you've got different tiers of equipment which are more likely to catch the higher tiers of resources. So as you can see, I've pretty quickly gotten myself a tier 5. So now I can make a high tier tool or piece of equipment, however you want to call it. So now I should be able to get these pretty efficiently. And as you can see, someone punched me. You do get people occasionally accidentally hitting you. The way to avoid that is by equipping a bow or a magic staff. It's just a piece of equipment that requires ammunition, so if you misclick someone, you won't attack them because it is a no combat friends chat. You're not going to get automatically kicked if you do accidentally punch someone. It's not that strict. But if you do it a fair few times, it can rub people the wrong way and you don't want to get banned. So, one thing with some groups, obviously different people host this all the time. The friends chat community has a lot of ranks. Some of them are pretty strict. They don't like you sitting, so there you go, perfect timing. See, they want you to join Fast SC, so a few of us who weren't leaving got kicked. I honestly just forgot to. So now you just rejoin the main friends chat, Fast SC. They do this just because they want everyone communicating, so as you can see, everyone's back here. So that's the thing, just so you don't get confused as to why you're getting kicked if you do find yourself getting kicked. They're not all like that, some aren't. It's not a big deal. I believe it's only very temporary, so I should be able to rejoin after this. So what I like to do now is just make one of each tool. It says equipment, I'm going to call them tools, it makes more sense to me. Just in case I collect other resources. And then you just want to put the rest of your clay into a stackable object. So it's either scrolls or runes. Now I prefer to do scrolls. Just for no reason really. It's just what I've always done and that's what I'm going to keep doing. And then you can also see I made a staff. So that means what color am I? I'm blue. Is this person red? They're red. So if I click to attack red people, it doesn't let me. So it's good if you misclick. Because, as I said, you don't want to be attacking people. It's a waste of your time and their time. And some people use familiars. Now, these are beasts of burden. So you can put clay inside of them, and they will obviously let you carry things. You don't have to head to these as often. The kiln, I guess I didn't explain it. When you click clay, you take it to the kiln, and you can turn it into food, armor, equipment, all of those things. And it's where you always take your clay. Now, in these no combat friends chats, don't make armor and don't make weapons like swords and things. They just don't like it. It's a no friends chat group, or it's a no combat group, sorry. They don't want you making armor, even if you say, I'm just wearing it for fun sort of thing. So don't do that. But as I said, so with your excess clay, once you've got all your tools and such, just keep making something that stacks. So I prefer scrolls, but runes are fine as well. I see plenty of people doing runes. And you just keep doing this until you slowly use up the resources. So that was the tier 5. That's now gone. It's empty. So I can't get anything more from that. So usually people will go find the next highest thing. So there's a swarm 4. That's hunter. And the higher tier things are worth more points. It's actually not that much of a drastic difference from tier 5 to tier 1, but it's definitely more. And the more points you earn at the end of the game, you can see a score up the top, the more reward points you get. Now the majority of your reward points are actually going to be in your stackable item, whatever you're making, when you hand in at the end. So don't AFK, near the end at least, because if the game ends and you don't hand in your stackable clay thing, you actually aren't going to get many points, or you won't get a very high score, and that'll result in you barely getting any points. So keep that in mind, you'll see it. I'll be able to give you an example at the end. But regardless, it is as simple as this, and people do sometimes call in the friends chats just where the higher tier clays are. They'll use terms such as C1 to C5, that just means what class it is or what tier, the highest being 5 and the lowest being 1. And in the friends chat, you can see an example of someone who didn't get in. A lot of people struggle to understand that they have to join the other friends chats to get in, and they just sit in this friends chat. It's an easy misconception, and it is a bit confusing because obviously this isn't something that Jagex has implemented. It's more that people have designed this no combat thing and joining the friends chats and all that jazz. So it can be a bit confusing, but regardless. So now all the decent tier resources are starting to run out. So everyone's just running around finishing off the C2s and all the lower things. So at this point, you've gotten the majority of your points. If you are kind of lazy and you do want to AFK, now's sort of the best time because the majority of the points are already gone. And there's an example. So people sometimes do that. So that just means a clay 3 rock, clay 2 swarm, and the direction. Honestly, in the smaller games, the map is actually a bit dynamic. It'll be bigger with bigger groups and smaller with small groups. So this is a pretty small group, so you can virtually see the whole map from here. Whilst if for some reason maybe when Stealing Creations is spotlighted, you may end up with a very big map. But other than that, yeah, there really isn't much else to it. But just so you understand what that is as well. Now, in terms of pickpocketing, you can right-click and pickpocket. Essentially, you can steal people's clay things. Now, some people will do this to share clay around if everyone's trying to get tools early on to get everything done faster. That people on the other team will say, you can pickpocket me, I have C5 clay, and you're allowed to pickpocket me for some. Now, don't do this without permission and don't do it in the later game, because you can actually pickpocket people's scrolls. So you can end up taking the entirety of someone's points pretty much and ruin their whole game. So that's what pickpocketing is. Some people will offer it to help share clay at the start, but more or less don't do it. It's very upsetting if it happens to you and you lose all your clay. I actually thought that tree dissipated. Essentially, as it gets, they've sort of got like an amount of resource, and when you've clicked it and you're chopping it or whatever, sometimes it'll randomly stop, and because it already looks dead, I thought it was dead, but just be aware of that as well. You can't just click it and go away for 5 minutes. In intervals, I'm not sure if it's time-based or resource or how much it's got left in it, but it will randomly stop you from collecting from it. So keep that in mind as well. But this is more or less the gist of it. There really isn't much else to it. So essentially, once this game is done, you leave. They will call who the main and anti-friends chats are again, or the 2 friends chats, and you'll just leave Fast FC and rejoin them. And as simple as that, the group will start up again. So it's really straightforward. It's just a little bit confusing if you've never done it before. But right now is a pretty good time to try do it. Since this change for Ironmen was only implemented this month, I believe, there are a fair few Ironmen doing this, and it's created a resurgence of people doing it, and games are running more frequently. But there are some people on mains doing it. You can buy these clay tools, which give you extra experience when skilling. I believe it's double experience, and they last for, I think, 70k bonus experience per tool. I'm not 100% sure. Haven't done it on my main, or I haven't used clay tools on my main in a very, very long time. And as you can see, the timer is at around 10 minutes. Eventually, when all the clay has been picked up, the timer will go automatically to 1 minute remaining. So it's something to be aware of as well. Usually the games don't go for a full 20 minutes. And another thing as well, make sure at the end of the game, you don't go to the wrong side. So there are actually distinct sides. That's the blue base and that's the red base. You will be handing in your resources there at the end. So just be aware of what team you're on. So as you can see, it automatically went to 1 minute remaining. So you do want to head over there and hand in your resources. Now, as you can see, I'm pretty close. So I'm going to pick up a few extra clay just because I can for a few extra points. But just be aware when it hits that 1 minute timer and it does flash a little bit, you do want to head back to your base relatively quickly, because if you don't get to hand in your resources, you won't get any points. So you can see my score is 15,000. That's not many points at all, but you'll see it go up rather dramatically. So there you go, it just jumped up by around 30,000 just from handing in my inventory and my equipped item. And don't pick any of this up. If you pick this up, it actually uses up your score. That's how the minigame's meant to work. You collect resources, make things, and then people can grab those things and go fight. But obviously that doesn't happen here. And here's the score. As you can see, I got 23 reward points for my effort. And that's pretty much it. So you've got some people getting 57,000, so you can get more. It really just depends on a bit of luck, I suppose. But either way, that was it. Didn't take too long at all. And as you can see, everyone's hopping back in. So what you would do, as you can see in the chat, they've called it again what friends chats are, main and anti. So I would just go ahead and join that. And there you go, everyone's starting to get back in, and I'm allowed back in despite getting kicked. So here is the vendor. They're in this little hut to the right hand side of a portal. You've got the rewards Mystic, and there are the two outfits, Artisan and Fletcher. So you actually get a random piece of the outfit, and it's 100 points each. But it will never give you duplicates. But as you can see, we'll see if I make it back in. So there you go. It's really straightforward. And yeah, so remember, fast SC, the friends chat. Otherwise, if you know of others, by all means, I'm sure they're fine as well. But this is the one I've been using, and I've done this for 2 days now. And let me just check my points again. I don't remember how many I have. So I've been doing it, I've done it for 2 days now, and I've got 398. Now, I haven't been doing it all day. I did it for about 2 to 3 hours on both those days respectively. But one day I left, I had to go. And the second day, they actually stopped running the event. So I'll most likely have the 500 points farmed for my Fletching outfit by the time I'm done editing this video. But if any of you guys are Ironmen who want either of these outfits, crafting or Fletching, I really advise you come check this place out. World 99, join Fast SC, or any other friends chats if you hear about it. And on that note, I believe it is Stealing Creation in a few days, Spotlight. So what that means is you just get extra rewards, I believe. Yeah, not 100% sure. I know you get more Thaler, which is a currency used to buy a variety of random minigame things. So if you want to check it out in a few days, it'll most likely have more people running it than normal. So I really advise that. Otherwise, that's it for the video. So that's everything for this one. Let me know what you think. I personally enjoy Stealing Creations, and I also enjoy this method of implementation where you buy the outfit with reward points rather than it just being a random reward. But let me know what you think. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.